Vietnam. Welcome to Vietnam.
back to my bungalow after I have been in town and treated myself with pedicure, foot massage and leg massage and a very nice dinner. And now I'm just going to go back to the bungalow, maybe go out to see the town at night, but maybe not, because there are so many tourists where I'm at right now. That destroys it a little bit for me, because I'm not traveling to see other tourists. But this scenery here in sunset, it is amazing. Just look. Now I have just taken a shower, rested a little bit, because I have booked in a hotel for 2 nights, because my rear got so sick and tired of sitting on the bike saddle all day, so it asked me if it could have a full day off the bike, and I granted its wishes, because that's such a nice guy that I am. Just kidding. So now I'm just going to spend 2 days in this city to explore. So let's see what this city has to bring. have to watch out for the traffic.
Oh yeah, it's very dangerous here.
Good morning. This is a very beautiful day, and here you can see while the sun is rising, the fishermen are out fishing, and here you also can actually see my morning face. I'm just kidding. Yesterday, since it was actually predicted a lot of rain, I didn't put on my sunscreen, but it actually just rained a little bit yesterday and it was a lot of sun. So I actually got sunburn just on the left side because that was where the sun was the most. And I could feel that I was very sunburned when we put up camp. But today everything is just so swollen. So yeah, it is actually predicted some rain today as well. But I am going to put on sunscreen. Better to be safe than sorry from now on. Note to self. And just imagine waking up to this. Today it's a hard goodbye since I like Florian as a person and as a travel companion. But both of us are on the same journey, but at the same time a different journey. So Florian, I wish you the best and I hope you achieve your journey. Good luck, and I hope I see you sometime in the future. Now I'm heading towards my first real climb here in Vietnam, and I have seen this one coming since I have studied the map on Strava. It's not insanely high, but I have seen that there will be a lot of 16% incline, and that will be rough. So that's one of the reasons why I only biked a 63 kilometers yesterday and had a very short day. So I could start this day early in the morning when it's still cool outside, so that I can climb over that mountain early in the morning with fresh energy and lower temperature. But also today it's strong wind, so let's hope I don't get strong headwind at the same time. Now I am at the top of the mountain and have now climbed up to 485 meters above sea level, and I started with 28 degrees Celsius and now it's 36. So I'm so glad that I went for the strategy to bike early in the morning, and also why I had fresh new energy. But now let's do some sightseeing on top of this mountain. While I was just lying here in my hotel room, I suddenly realized that I had forgot to check something. And now, when I'm watching my bike computer, now I can see that I have actually reached another milestone. I have passed 3,000 kilometers so far on my journey. And to be exact, it's 3,122 kilometers. That is long, but it's only the beginning. That was just a short update since I suddenly realized how far I had biked. Yesterday, when I came to this town, I booked into a hotel right next to the beach, and then I decided I want to take one full day off the bike just to explore this coastal town. And now it's 6:30 a.m. I'm just walking in the city to explore, and it is a very vibrant city, and it's also actually a fisherman village, as you also can see of all those fisher boats. And today it's nice weather, so I'm really going to enjoy my time here in the city. So now let's see what this city has to bring.
A famous Norway composer, Edvard Grieg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a famous one.
Yeah, very famous. Do you know Edvard Munch, the Scream?
Yeah.
A famous painting.
Yeah, you actually know a lot about Norway.
Yeah, I know your country is very happiness country I know through internet.
Yeah.
Very happy, very happy.
Yeah, it was 1 year and now I think it's Finland.
Con đổ cái này là cho nó phải không? Con hỏi uống bằng cái này hay cái này? Con hỏi nó coi.
You like drink.
I can drink out of the coconut. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
I just feel so lucky to meet so many amazing people. I was just invited into a father and his son's place. And the father, he just climbed up in the tree, picked down a coconut so I can drink some coconut milk. And we were just sitting there and talking for a while. Then I got invited for lunch and we talked, and now I have been there for a couple of hours, and it's so amazing. And now I'm going back to my hotel and rest a little bit. And I've also been invited to go out to play some table tennis afterwards. So then he's going to pick me up on the scooter. Then we are just going to drive to a club and play some table tennis. What a day! Now, while I'm waiting for dinner, I'm reflecting on how lucky I am and privileged that I actually meet so nice people as I did today. And I have spent most of my day with those people, and I just had a so good time together with them, and I have now been able to experience how they live their lives and talk with them, and I really like them, and I've had such a blast, and I'm so privileged that I can meet so nice people here around the world. So thank you so much. When you bike more scenic routes and you skip the highways, quite often that actually means more terrain. And now I'm just climbing my first climb of the day. I don't think it's going to be high. I don't know yet because I haven't studied this route, but it's so steep. Now I constantly bike up. Oh man, it's like it's everything from 7% up to 12 constantly, but I'm lucky if it's just 7 because 7 is very short. Usually between 8 and 9, and then it also goes up to 12 so far. But it's manageable. Just take your time. And with this scenery, it is worth it. This very friendly man on the scooter, he was so nice. He felt so sorry for me because he said that this is so steep. And now I'm up on 190 meters above sea level. And he tried to help me. First he tried to drag me behind his scooter, but that didn't work because my bike was too heavy loaded and with me as well. And then he tried just to drive just right behind me. He was so nice and he really tried to help me. But after a while I figured out that, yeah, those switchbacks up is actually more easier. Anyway, if he had had a truck, it would have been easier. But he was so nice, and I'm still so impressed that a completely stranger and just stopped to help another stranger. Oh, I just love humankind. But now it's downhill before my next climb, but then my next climb is for, I don't remember, maybe 20 or 30 kilometers from here, so maybe. But I'm still happy.
Oh, you want to join me for sightseeing? Yeah, come on. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Oh, you want me to hold your hand? Okay, then, come on. I will take care of you.
Yeah, I know the weather isn't that nice right now, but it's going to get better during the day and the sun will soon arrive. And we have some sightseeing today, so now we have actually started on this first one, this very special bridge. Just look at that bridge. Aren't you glad that you joined me for this expedition? And to see what I'm actually doing while I'm off the bike.
I'm so glad you joined me. And now we are on our way to the next sightseeing. And over there in the tower you can see far, far away there. There we are heading right now. And I also chose to walk right beside the beach all the way to that tower. I'm just so glad that you chose to join me on this expedition. Just look at this magnificent building. They are good in architecture here in Vietnam. This is just so cool. Okay. Now let's continue to see if this city has some more sightseeing for us to see, because we are not finished. And now we are on our way up to Top Nan Temple. Oh, and the way up here is so beautiful. Just look.
Now we are back. So now we can just go into our room and I should make you rest. So now just lay down here and sleep tight. Now I'm here in Nha Trang and I'm on my way to meet one of my subscribers that has reached out to me for a long time ago and wanted us to meet when I got to Nha Trang. So that's where I'm heading right now, and he's waiting for me in his home somewhere over there. So now I just have to walk all over that bridge and then meet my follower. I'm so looking forward to it. And his name is Mark and he has moved to Vietnam, so he is not from Vietnam, but he has moved here for some years ago.
Cool. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah, and you just really cold. You must have been terrible yesterday riding in the rain.
It was okay because I had like this huge poncho and
Oh, okay.
a very nice Vietnamese guy. He just
This is a very beautiful temple, and it's very much in use. And I could not film anymore inside the temples because it is clearly not allowed to film while people are praying inside this temple. And there were a lot of people walking in and out and praying constantly, so then I stopped filming in respect. And I also had to put on a robe before I entered the temple because my shoulders are visible, and as you're not allowed to have your shoulders visible or short skirts and so on. So out of respect, I had to. But now let's go to the next site. Now I'm walking in a tunnel. Me and another Russian lady, we just started walking in this tunnel, and it's a lot of bats. And we have just walked forever. We had to turn around because it seems like it never ended. But this is so cool. Can you see the bat? There you can see the bat just hanging there. It is so cool. And I who thought that I had to wait until Cambodia before I saw the bats. But now I'm walking in this tunnel with all the bats up in the ceiling. This was a cool, unexpected surprise for today. But now let's get out of this tunnel. Now I just got my very first flat tire here in Asia, as you can see. So now I just need to while I was talking to you here, this one, so small. Yeah, but if it only was that, but yeah, it is really sharp. It's a steel thread. Okay, let's just fix it and carry on. very close to landmark 81, as it's called. This very tall tower. And I'm planning to see if I can get to the top of the tower and have a nice view over Ho Chi Minh. So let's see how that goes. When you are here in Hanoi, you really have to visit landmark 81 and the sky view. Just look at this. After that nice guy and I had talked for a while, then he actually told me that he is the manager of the park. And he wanted me to get into that park and film and take pictures, and he was so happy and so nice. Life is beautiful and Vietnamese people are beautiful. Now I'm just sitting here and waiting for Ben, my warm shower host in Hanoi. And what a perfect ending for Vietnam. I had a perfect start at my warm shower host Ben and his family. And now he is actually heading or now he's not heading here, but he arrived here in Saigon today. So now we are going to spend some time together right now. And what a perfect ending. Start with Ben and edit with Ben. I'm so looking forward to meet him again. It's a strange feeling. Now I have been in Vietnam for 1.5 months, and tomorrow I will leave Vietnam and enter Cambodia. And it's a very strange feeling, because now I have become very accustomed to Vietnam and I really like Vietnam. Now I have to learn about a new country. But this time, when I'm entering a new country, I'm not anxious. And that's also a very nice feeling. And it was so nice to have that nice ending together with Ben and his brother, friends. And I really liked all those people when we had such a good time yesterday. And thank you everybody to give me such a nice and warm goodbye here in Vietnam. So goodbye and hello to my new friends I haven't met yet.